Good morning, students of class 3. I welcome you all back to your next English online class for your Olympiad. So today we are going to discuss about chapter 4, that is singular plural and one word substitution. So first of all we are going to talk about singular plural. So singular plural you all are doing since your childhood, like from class KG2 you all are doing it. So, you know the meaning of singular and plural. When we talk about anything, any noun that is just one, we call it singular. And when it is more than one, when the noun is more than one, then it becomes plural. So, that is the basic concept. Singular means one, plural means more than one. So, using that concept, we have to solve these exercises. And here you have to know the singular and plural of some common words. So let's start. Choose the correct plural form of the given word. And one example is already given. Mouse. So the word is given and then four options are there, and then you have to choose that which is the correct plural word for that singular word. So mouse, mouses are given, mice, mices, all of these. So your correct answer is B, mice, which has already been circled over here. So same way we will start. Number 1, ox. Your correct plural for ox is C, oxen. Number 2, calf will be C, calves. 3, library will be B, libraries. 4, deer will be B, deer, because deer, the plural of the word deer is deer itself. There are some exceptions to singular plural rule, and deer is also one of it. Deer, hare, these are the exceptions. They don't take s, es, ves, anything. When they are changed into plural, they remain just unchanged. They don't add any suffix, any ses to them. It The word remains the same and the sentence changes to the plural form. Next is number 5, tax will be number D, taxes. Number 6, foot will be number A, feet. Number 7, penny will be number C, pennies. Whenever the word ends with Y, and then for making it plural, we just remove the Y and we place IES in place of that. Like we replace Y with IES. Next is number 8, life will be number D, lives. Number 9, chef will be number C, chefs. Number D, gentleman will be A, gentlemen. Number 11, news will be number D, news, because news is already plural. It does not have any singular word, NEWS, that is the spelling, and it can never be without the S. Like there is no singular for news. Same way scissors also. We don't say scissor. It is always scissors, trousers. Like they are glasses. They're always spectacles. They're always in pairs. You cannot have it in singular form. Same way news also, it cannot just be NEW, new. Then it will be a different word. Then next, number 12, roof will be roofs. That is your option number D, roofs. Number 13, runner up will be B, runners up. 14, turkey will be turkeys. YS. Now why this is happening? In place of Y, we just now learned that we will remove Y and we will write IES, but when the letter before, Y, that is the alphabet before Y, is a vowel, that time we don't do this replacement thing. We just add a simple S at the end to change it to the plural. Next is volcano. Your answer is volcanoes. So now we move to the next part, that is exercise B. Choose the correct one word substitute for the following phrases. So it is a phrase is given, it's like word meanings. Okay, the meaning has been given, four options are there, and which is the word for which that sentence is the meaning, you have to choose that word. Like in the example, a tank for water plants and fish. So this is the meaning, a tank for water plants and fish, and then there are four options: ocean, aquarium, pond, jug. So out of those four you have to choose that which is the correct answer for which word that sentence is a meaning. So ocean, not possible, it's a water body. Pond also not possible, and jug is very small, it is not a tank. So your answer will be aquarium. So like that we have to solve. So number 16 is a place where books are kept, will be a library. Number 17, a number of people listening to a lecture. A number of people listening to a lecture. Ministers, audience, students, professors. It is audience. Whenever a number of people are watching something or listening to something, it will be audience. Next is number 18. The art of beautiful writing by hand is B. Calligraphy. Number 19. A doctor who treats your teeth. Now, these are important, very, very important, and it is important for your general knowledge also, not just for your exam. A doctor who treats your teeth, pediatrician, dermatologist, dentist, ophthalmologist. So it is C, dentist. This is a common one, we know that. Number 20 is a collection of stories or poems. Constellation, novel, anthology, or none of these. So here your correct answer will be anthology. Next is 21. A word which has the same spelling or pronunciation but different meaning. So this is actually, you need to learn it. You may not be knowing it. Like words which have the same spelling but the pronunciation is different or the meaning is different. It can be that the pronunciation and meaning both are different but the spelling is same, or it can be that pronunciation is different or meaning is different. Any one can also be. So what is that? Those types of words we have learnt already: synonym and antonym. Synonym, I said, words with similar meaning. Antonym was word with opposite meaning. So both are here, so that means they will not fit here. Opposite also, it's the same as antonym, so it will also not fit. So the only option that is left for you is homonym. So in your exam also, if you think that any question is there which you have not studied or which you don't know, then like this you can just eliminate the options which you already know that no, these are not the right answers. So you just keep on eliminating, and then there will be a time when you will almost be sure that okay, this is the answer, which this is the word for which I don't know anything. Rest words I know that almost what the meaning is. So the word for which you don't know anything will become your answer. But that will not always be the case here, since you have already learnt the three other words, then you could understand that. So you need to learn it also, that what is homonym. Homonym is a word which has the same spelling, like words which have the same spelling or pronunciation but different meaning. Like pronunciation and spelling, it's alternative, it can be same or not same, but the meaning is different. Next we come to 22. Number 22, option A. Life story of a person written by somebody. A. Biography. B. Autobiography. C. Novel. D. Storybook. So when a person writes about the life story of another person, like it is written by somebody, if that person, I write about my life story myself, then it will be autobiography. But if somebody writes about my life story, somebody else writes about it, then it will be biography. So here we will circle biography. Number 23, one who sees the brighter side of things, optimistic, sees always the positive side. A school for small children, 24, is kindergarten. This you must be knowing, you must have been to it also. 25, a short stay at a place, sojourn, trip, picnic, or camp. It is sojourn. That which cannot be eaten, inedible. Option A, edible, means which can be eaten, but B is inedible, means which cannot be eaten. Next is 27, a place where players go to play, zoo, stadium, temple, swimming pool. So it will be stadium. 28, a list of words with meanings and explanation. That will be glossary. Word with meanings and explanation is given in glossary. You might be having in most of your English chapters. 29, a sound which can be heard. D, audible. 30, one who eats too much. One who eats too much is a glutton. Not hungry, because hungry you can feel anytime, but one who eats too much is called glutton. So now children, with that we come to the end of singular, plural and one word substitution. The HOTS were there, you can solve it on your own. Now we move to the next chapter, that is proverbs and phrase pairs. So what are proverbs? Proverbs are sayings which we also have in Hindi, we also have in Bengali, same way we have in English also. It is a saying, it is a proverb, it is a sentence which is always the same, you cannot change it, and it has a certain meaning and a certain advice to it also. It teaches us something. Okay. So a proverb is a saying of old times and which many people believe to be true. So here choose the correct proverb. Now here what you have to do is four options are there, four sentences are there, and out of the four sentences only one sentence is correct, which is a proverb, and all the rest three sentences, they are just like, they're not proverbs, they're just written to confuse you. So one by one we will read. I will be explaining you first few ones, and then rest I will be telling you the correct answers. So number one, four options are there. A, look at the pot when boiling. B, don't look away from boiling pot. Number C, a watched pot never boils. And number D, never look at the boiling pot. So you have to read all the four sentences. You have to understand the meaning. Like you have to understand that which can be a advice, which can be like we should learn from it something. Like it has been said in the olden times, so it has been said to teach us something. So the first one is look at the pot when boiling. Okay, when the pot is boiling you have to look at it, so this is making some sense, so we will keep it. Next is don't look away from boiling pot, so that is also not very possible. Then last one, number D, is never look at the boiling pot. So this is far away from an advice. If you never look at the boiling pot, surely it will just boil over and it will whatever milk is there or whatever thing is there, it will just spill. So C, the best written sentence over here is a watched pot never boils. Means until and unless, like till the time you're keeping a watch on the pot, it is not going to boil over if you pay attention to it. The moment you look here and there, you are distracted, you'll find that the thing that was there, generally milk is there, it will boil over and get wasted. So that's why they have said that a watched pot will never boil, means it will never boil over. Till the time you keep on looking, you will find that it is not boiling, and the moment you just turn away, it will boil. So it is giving us the idea that we should always be focused on whatever we are doing and we should not get distracted. So here your option C is the correct answer. Option C, a washed pot never boils. Then come to number 2. Barking dogs sometimes bites. Barking dogs seldom bite. The dogs who bark are strong. Dogs don't bark but bite. So here your answer is part B. Barking dogs seldom bite. This is a saying, this is a proverb, and the other sentences are just written like that. They are not proverbs. Then number 3, there is no rose without a flower pot. There is no rose without a thorn. No roses grow without gardener. Roses grow with the help of the thorn. So here we'll again come to option B. There is no rose without a thorn. What is the meaning? What we get to understand from here is whenever you find a rose, whenever a rose is there, thorns are also there, and thorns are not attractive, thorns are not beautiful, and they cause pain. They prick our fingers and then blood comes out and we feel the pain. So whenever we try to achieve something beautiful, something nice like a rose, then there are always some thorns in our way, some problems, some difficulties we have to face in order to get to our goal. So that is the meaning here. Next is number 4. Don't judge a book by its cover. Always cover your book. Judge the book by the story. Book and cover can't be judged. So this is very common and you must be knowing it. It will be option A. Don't judge a book by its cover. We should not judge anything or any person by the outward appearance. That is the meaning here. Next is number 5. As you reap, so shall you eat. If you reap, then you can sow. First sow, then reap. As you sow, so shall you reap. So here your proverb is number D. And what is the meaning of this proverb? The meaning is that as you sow, so shall you reap. Means whatever efforts you are putting in, you will get the results accordingly. If you don't work hard, if you don't put in enough efforts, you cannot expect a good result. If you are not working hard, the results will be accordingly. And if you just work hard, if you put in all your energy, efforts, everything, then you will definitely get what you have desired. You will definitely get a good result. So next is number 6. Your correct proverb over here in number 6 is good things come to those who wait. Means you have to wait for good things to happen. They will not happen by miracle. You have to be patient and wait. Number 7, D. Money doesn't grow on trees. This we often hear our parents telling us. Money doesn't grow on trees. What does that mean? That you have to value money and you should not waste it. Number 8. Actions speak louder than words. So now children, the rest of the proverbs, uh, you can solve it on your own in the similar way in which I have taught you. Now we will move to exercise B. Fill in the blanks with the phrase that best completes the sentence. So it is another fill in the blanks, and it will not be fit only by a word. It can be more than one word. That's why they have said phrases. So four options are there, four phrases are there. Whichever phrase suits the sentence best, you have to choose that. So let's start. Number 16. Rahul gave a dash to Rati when she tried to talk to him. So Rahul gave a dash to Rati when she tried to talk to him. There is a blank, and then there are four options: chilled fingers, hard bone, rough arm, cold shoulder. So, what can be given? Cold shoulder can be given here. Rahul gave a cold shoulder to Rati means he did not give attention, he ignored her. Next is number 17. Lalit shed dash when he fell off his bicycle. So it will be crocodile tears. Means he did not get hurt. He was just shedding crocodile tears means false tears. He was just pretending to cry, or you can say that he was crying but he was not feeling the pain. Like the feelings were not genuine. Number 18. We have had a talk with our teacher. Dash with our teacher. It is face to face means in front, in person you have spoken to your teacher. 19. Ria left the decoration work for the dash 11th hour. What is the meaning of 11th hour? It means for the last moment. Ria left the decoration work for the last moment, for the 11th hour. 20. We must dash our clothes according to our need. Buy and sell, pick and throw, wear and remove, pick and choose. So the best suited phrase over here is pick and choose. We should pick and choose our clothes according to our need. Like when we need what, according to the weather, according to the occasion, we should choose our clothes. So next we will move to the last exercise. Choose the correct option to complete the sentence. Same thing. My grandfather is dash. He is a very active man. So number C, as fit as a fiddle. So here you have to choose that which is the correct simile. My grandfather is as fit as a fiddle. He is very active man. Number 22, Sam fought tooth and nail. These are the phrases to save his family. Next, number 23, Jaya faced the music for reaching home late. Means face the music means she had to listen to a lot of things, like listen to scoldings to from her parents when she reached home late. So face the music means you have to face the consequences when you do something wrong. 24. My elder brother always keeps the dash for himself. Lion's share. That is the bigger share. This happens in the siblings. Like always, siblings they want the bigger share. So my elder brother always keeps the lion's share for himself. Means he keeps the bigger portion of something for himself. And the last one, 25. The new girl in our class is a dash. She never talks to anybody. Is a queer fish. Means she is a bit of strange. She is kind of strange because she doesn't speak to anyone. Because generally, when we go to a new place, new school, we try to interact with people and make new friends. But she is a bit strange. She doesn't talk to anybody and she doesn't interact with anybody. So, children, with this, we come to the end of this chapter, Proverbs and Phrase Pairs. I hope you all have understood. You should practice it at home properly. I will meet you in your next English class. Bye everyone. Take care.